and welcome to Head On with Michael. Tonight, TikTok is ruling the media. We're going to be discussing that with Het-Heru. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press that bell to make sure you get notified. And thank you all for being here. Welcome to Head On. We got a new name. We got a new shop here. Tonight, we're going to be talking about TikTok and how TikTok is basically really defining what the new culture is, and especially with the young people. And so I'm going to bring Het-Heru on in just a second, and she doesn't know any of these things I'm showing her. Okay, and I want to hear her reaction from her wisdom on an immediate basis. So she didn't know I was going to do this to her. I hope she's not mad at me.
That's what I get for working with a Gemini. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're always walking in two different brains. Come
Yeah.
on.
Hi, Michael.
How are you?
I'm good. I really am. I'm good.
Okay, good. So, all right. So basically, I'm on TikTok. Everybody follow me. TikTok at Head On with Michael. I'm posting there 2-3 times a day. Lots of wisdom, lots of funny things, and also I do my YouTube Shorts here too. So we're on Twitch. We're broadcasting on Twitch. We're on Facebook. Um, we are on YouTube here, and I've got a couple other Facebook pages. So we're out there broadcasting. Welcome everybody. It's going to be coming in here now and then coming in here a little later. So let me just give you the prelim on the first one we're going to show you here. In a room. Let me switch something here real quick. All right, let's see how we go. So this first TikTok is a young woman who's going to explain to you about her life. So get ready.
All right.
That if she is independent and she pays her own bills and she takes care of herself and she can cook and she is doing her own damn laundry and she is looking good and staying hydrated and being her very best self, she is one step away from having a literal nervous breakdown.
Huh?
Surprise.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a true story, or somebody's just making a joke of it?
This is a young lady really describing, and I've seen it,
Mhm.
how this whole perfection thing here is, and stating that they how they have to have it like literally together, but keeping it together is like one step from falling apart. And if we talk to some of these young people here, they are very emotionally driven,
Hmm.
and so this whole, while they have a lot of knowledge, they don't have the experience, and experiences makes up everything here. And so really, what I showed you was what this lady who has it together, but she in her own mind knows I am 1 second from
Mhm.
falling apart, and that could be not getting a like on your TikTok video, by the way. Your
Okay.
comment.
So it kind of reminds me of what I've shared with folks before, a space that I was in many years ago, and had the sense of I had a very successful business. I was fulfilling my dream of having this yoga studio. I was living in the city I wanted to live in. I was married to a man who loved and adored me, who was very good to me, and everything seemed so perfect, except I was miserable inside and very depressed. And it took me a while to figure out what was going on. First of all, it was one of these light bulb moments where I was shown that I was the one that was creating my own unhappiness. Therefore, I was the one that was going to have to find out a way to make myself happy. And looking for something or someone outside of myself is never the answer. It doesn't work. That illusion, that dream, I guess even young people, young girls are still getting it, that this Prince Charming, however he looks, or whatever you want to call him now, comes into your life, or Princess Charming, and everything somehow or other is just going to just come together and you're going to be happy for the rest of your life. But what I didn't know what I've learned, and what she probably doesn't know from what she's saying, is that there is something called the law of attraction. And if we're feeling like we're not whole, if we're feeling that we're just a half, looking for another half to come into our lives to create a whole, it doesn't work that way. But because of the law of attraction, we are a half who attracts another half, and then you have two halves operating, but not two whole beings. So the more we can find that wholeness within, and then we can attract someone that's of like mind. What I had to do, what I was doing was like her. I was seeking this illusion of perfection, at least what I thought perfection was. And when I came to the revelation and realization that that which I was seeking, I already am. I already am. Then it was like a tremendous sigh of relief, and I got on to enjoying life.
Yeah, I think there's also this confusion that's going on between the sexes, and so it's like a different language now. And this next TikTok here is going to explain a little bit about the frustration of being a man.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Oh, you wanted a girl. Me too.
Did you?
Congratulations on your beautiful baby boy. He's amazing.
Excuse me?
So
Oh,
great.
you wanted a girl. Me too.
Did you just assume their gender?
He has a penis.
Don't mansplain me.
You're so crazy. so so that's the confusion for men.
That is confusion for men in that. Okay, so in that particular TikTok video, the father just had his baby, right?
Okay. All right.
And he goes in and congratulates his wife.
Okay.
Congratulations on having a beautiful baby boy.
Okay.
And did you choose their gender? Why did you choose their gender? It's like, well, he had a penis. Don't mansplain me. So that's a new expression now. If you haven't heard that, okay.
Well, I've heard it, but
Okay.
so okay. Please forgive. I'm not quite getting the point here. I'm sorry, but
The
it's
point
going.
is, right now, everything is about gender. Okay.
Okay.
It's about, you can be, a man in the morning. You can be a woman in the afternoon.
All right.
And so your pronouns would be a he.
Okay. I got you. All
And so
right.
then also when you're talking to each other, the whole thing about the competition between men and women is that when a man, will express, what he thinks, all right, then you're talking down to them by saying mansplaining.
I see. Okay.
Okay. And
All
then
right.
also, I don't know if you've noticed that also the word men and women are being taken out of the. So instead of saying you're a woman, you would say you're a birthing person. Or, yeah, I know it's a joke. Administrating person.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and then now it's also that again I'm bringing you into this world. Surprise. Okay. Now men are supposedly now can have babies. So
Really? Good luck with that one.
that was my thing. And by the way, I don't know where it's coming from. Where it's
Yeah.
coming from.
That exactly. You know what? This too shall pass, for want of another term. I believe that. But even in our younger years, there were things going on that our parents and grandparents looked at and went, "What? What is that?" So I believe still that it's a part of the awakening of the Aquarian age, that we are testing and challenging, questioning a lot of what was. For example, I'll be the first to say I've never, well, never is a long time, but I do not believe that which we call God is male. It makes no sense to me. I don't believe that which we call God is gender based. It's all knowing, all encompassing everything. However, I'm not going to, these kids, if this is what there's so much that they're doing now with regards to identification. I guess this is something that needs to be done for right now, but it'll pass. It always passes. We get something, we go through phases, and it passes, and then we go through something else. And also, we generally learn who we are gender wise by the same sex parent. So I learned a lot about being a woman behind my mother. A male learns a lot about being a man or a boy, whatever, from that same sex parent, from his father. And so there's a lot going on that's confusing to people. I mean, we're doing things now that were not done, same-sex marriages and that type of thing. I'm not saying those are bad. I'm saying that it is what it is. And but life is constantly evolving and constantly making changes. And so I look at this and I go, well, that's interesting. This is my belief about truth too. If I can embrace something, I can recognize the truth in it. It makes sense to me, the truth. Then it becomes a part of my reality. But if it doesn't, it's like, well, okay, fine. Next.
Well, now there's, you can have, there's over 50 pronouns now.
Why make things so complicated?
I'm telling you, there's people now who think they're cats. There's people now who think they're a dog. There's people who think they're a dolphin. So as I said before, you can wake up and you can be a dolphin. And by the time you got to go to work at 3:00 in the afternoon, you come back. So I'm going to take a funny part about it, but it is serious, and it's also complicated. So I want to go to the next part here, and I want to hear your comment about divorce, because you've been divorced
several times. Yes.
Okay. So this is basically about going to divorce and going to a second marriage.
Right.
Get a divorce. Would you consider that as defeat?
Yes.
Yeah.
You should be upset. I am divorced. That's a ding on my record. That is a failure. I failed. I mean, he also failed. I'm not bent out of shape about it because I got the man of my dreams. But you should look at divorce as a failure. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
You chose poorly, and now you've wasted each other's time.
Interesting.
Would you say it's a failure if you were able to give birth to children, and like your children ended up in like a good place and they have a successful future?
No, it's still a failure. It's beautiful that the children are here. Most parents don't regret their kids that innately, but it is still a failure. You chose poorly, you reproduced, now these children don't have a father in the home, but we're so used to it, we think that it's okay, but the outcomes are still negative. Like, I grew up in a single mother home. I had a lot of risk factors that I had to solve myself in the dating market. And that's something that doesn't get talked about. It's all about this eat, pray, love.
Okay, so let me comment here real quick. Failure, I understand the word. And the thing I see with her is she took that failure and worked on herself to get to, and then go to the next. So, how was that in terms of with your experience?
I don't think life is that smooth. Every time I've been married 3 times, every time I married, I thought it was going to be forever, whatever that is. And it wasn't forever. It was for however long it was supposed to be. I look back at these relationships and I'm grateful for what I've learned. I think the failure would be if I look back at them and I was angry and I was, frustrated or there's no way this young woman and I don't see myself in these ladies. Okay. That's what's important to me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't, that's not, and the majority of my friends would not see themselves like that as well. So for whatever reason, that she's created her reality based on how successful she is in marriage. Well, good luck with that one, dear, because there's going to be so many life experiences that you have the option. You can either feel that you failed, or you can feel that you've learned and that you're growing and you're evolving onwards. So,
well, this tells you about this new generation. Okay, everything is almost always a pass and fail. and not necessarily experience. Now, I want to ask you a question. If you have never gotten married,
Mm-hmm.
how would your life have changed without a man?
Okay, first of all, I married and a man. I mean, there still were plenty of men in my life. There still continues to be plenty of men in my life. That marriage, they're not the same thing.
Oh, let me
So,
frame the question here.
okay, please do.
Okay, so the whole thing here now is this competition that women don't need men and men don't need. So my question to you is,
Mm.
all the men that you were married,
There were only three.
did they make
So,
a difference?
yes,
Did they make the difference in your life?
they made a difference in my life, and that's what I was saying. I'm grateful for what they contributed in my life. They helped me to. My first husband was 27 years older than I, and I had a dream, and he helped me fulfill this dream. The second one was, a little less years. There were only 7 years, but he introduced me to. He's a historian and an activist. So coming out of this yoga background, where everything is peace and love and harmony and Aum and so forth, and then I enter into a world where we're looking at the things that are not in balance in the world and in the community. Very different experience than the first one. I'm grateful to him. I'm also grateful I'm no longer married to him. And then the last one comes from another country. And so it gave me the opportunity to know what it's like, the way cultural differences, people that come from another country, and what I could learn, and also his being a musician and, someone that contributed a lot toward me being a better dancer, which is, my passion. So I'm grateful to them. And I'm not going to say men don't need women and women don't. I don't feel that way. I think we do need each other, but we need each other to grow in certain ways. It may not be through marriage, but certainly through some type of relationship.
So, all right, I'm going to talk for the men's side here. All right.
Please do.
The men, we want to lead. We are born leaders. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play this next clip, but I'm going to frame it. My wife approved this clip. Okay. So, men want to lead. A man's nature is that if somebody comes pounding through that door, he's the one who's going to get up. And when it comes down to it, a man will step in front and take a bullet for his wife. That's what a leader is. And I'm not saying all men are that, but I'm saying that a man, if he develops and he wants to be a real man, if he wants to fulfill himself, it is his nature to take care of and protect his mate. Okay. And so, now let's just go with your first husband because he was older. Did you consider him the head of the household?
It's very difficult for me because I'm not that person. And some women are better at that. I think I considered him head of the household. No.
Were you really head of the household?
No, he was Harriman. He was my partner. No, I don't do that one. It doesn't. I don't perceive it's not how I operate. I'll tell you what I can do. I can appreciate, which I do, when men are doing the very things that you just said. I love that about men. I love it when a man opens the door for me or wants to step forward and do things for me. I love that. So, yeah, I like it like that, but that doesn't mean he's the head of the household. Now, it might be different if I was like that young girl who has children and she's, feels that now she's successful because her marriage is successful. So maybe that's the role that they're playing. Then he's the head of the household and she is whatever it is she is. So,
well, when the head of the household, that doesn't mean you go, you're a tyrant or you always take into consideration. Now, I will say this, and I'm only reaching out, but your husband, your first husband, I bet he thought he was the head of the household.
It's
27 years old. He's a grown ass man.
Okay.
And if he didn't feel that, even though okay, I can say that I'm the head of my household, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to, two heads are better than one. At the end of the day, somebody has to be the one who is responsible and wants to take that on. And I think that's where men and women to understand, to let the man be that. Doesn't mean he's going to be a tyrant, because women have their own way of getting their point across. And so I want to go to this next one here, because I'm at the time here. So this was approved by my wife. Okay.
Looking forward to it.
The household. My husband is the man of the house. My husband makes the final decision. Yes, he allows me to do what I need to do, what I want to do. But if he decides that I don't need to do something, I don't do that. And not because he controls me or I'm weak or whatever. No, it's about, I trust him. I trust that he has the power to make the right decision. And that's why I married him. If I didn't think that he could lead me the right way, he wouldn't be my husband. So I know there's a lot of independent women out there that don't need a man or whatever. But if you got a man, let him be a man.
So I like what she said, and the fact that she said, I wouldn't have married him if I didn't think he could be the one to protect me. I wouldn't have even married him. I wouldn't trust him to be, the head, if I didn't think that he already passed my test. And believe me, my wife passed it. I passed the test.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay. What do you mean by man of the head of the household? Maybe we have different interpretations of that.
Yeah, I think we just do, and just in a sense that as the man who's the physical, if the woman, the man leads, he opens the door. Okay, he makes sure that she is taken care of. Okay, that is his priority, is to take care of her. That's my priority with my wife. I mean, she knows it. She knows it by proving with the little things. And my wife has 4 degrees. My wife is 20-year military. So, she's well-rounded to come up, and then to say, yeah, I'm giving it to you. But she knows I'm going to give it back. And that's mainly what I'm talking about. So, and also the fact is, it's like, and I know this sounds macho, but if anybody messes with your lady.
Yeah, I like all of that.
Yeah.
I like all of that. So what do you want in return?
I want the same thing. We make each other the priority.
Okay.
Right? I'm making her priority. She's making me priority. And between the two, we all get our priorities taken care of.
Okay. But if you are the head of the household, aren't you making some type of differentiation, some type of separation? Can you not be mutual partners? Because my experience, Michael, there are going to be times when the man in my life is going to express his feminine side. A death in the family or a challenge at work or whatever, and he's going to maybe come in tears. Or I remember I had a friend that he and I used to dance together. He's from Latin America, and they are the macho men, so. And I was in the room. He texted me. I was in the lounge waiting for the music to start. He texted me. He said, "Turn around, I'm here." So I went back to talk to him, and he was telling me what was going on, and he literally broke down in tears. Now, this is a man that doesn't happen very often. It was a situation with his mother and his family, and he felt comfortable enough with me that he could express that, and he knew that I would not judge him for allowing me to see that side of him. And yet other times, he's going to pull out my seat. He's going to, hey, he's a Latin man. See, so I think it's that we need to define what we want in our relationships, and we let our partner know what we want.
It's so important that, okay, first of all, I'm going to admit something here.
Watch out, everybody.
But you're dragging it out of me. So,
Okay.
I ball 10 times more than my wife. My
Okay.
wife is a tough military woman. I mean,
Right.
sweet as she could be, but I've gone through a lot of deaths, and
Sure.
that's the whole part about being the head, is also knowing that you can fall apart and you're going to get supported, but you're going to, I always get back up. Okay. So no matter what, I know that at moment I can share with her. I can be, we don't like to call it feminine, because I don't think crying is feminine, like if it's a feminine trait or something like that. I think that to be a real man, a man knows when it's time to shed his tears. And a lot of guys, including myself, we always go off into a corner. But when you're in a marriage and you're in the middle of your death of your father, your dog, your mother, your uncle, and as we know, in these, when we get older, it's death is at the door, because we have lots of people that are
True.
exiting, here. So, all right, so that was great. So here, what I want to talk about now, but the next thing I want to finish on here.
Can I add one more real quick thing?
Yes.
Okay. I had a friend, she passed away. She was about 20 years older than I, and she knew a lot about men. She just knew. It was like she went to school and learned a lot about men. And one of the mistakes that she felt that women make in relationships is that when they browbeat the man in their lives, when they say things that just, what's the word? Masculate? Is that the word? Emasculate. And then you expect him to want to have sex with you, but you've been busy about. So she taught me that. She said, never do that. She said, if you're unhappy with something that he's doing, you sit down and you talk with him about it. But because men are a lot more sensitive than a lot of women realize. You're very sensitive. And so for us to say things to you that emasculate you, and then we want for you to feel a certain way about us and you don't, that's our mistake.
That's great. That's well said. That's
And true. Is it true?
Okay. Yeah. It's one of the things, I have a TikTok I did, it's about, bitterness that will ruin a relationship, being in the past will ruin your relationship, and anger, will ruin that relationship. And so, on this final one here, I want to go into, ladies, if you want to get a man, you got to make a plan.
Spoken as a true man.
Ever wondering where the men is? And it's for my grown women who's looking for a grown. Ladies, if you are ever wondering where the men is, and it's for my grown women who's looking for a grown man, come on down to Home Depot. You come around business hours and you'll be surprised how many fine, handsome, strong men that know how to fix stuff. Stuff you need done around the house. Even if you just meet you a little friend to help fix some stuff around the house, come on down to Home Depot. And you come during business hours, during the day. That's when the grown folks hang out. Make sure you got on something fitted. Let them see a little curves. And then that's when you play like you don't know what's going on. Oh, excuse me. Can you help me find the wood? I'm trying to build a shelf. And then boom, he gonna offer to put the shelf up. But that's just giving y'all little pointers. Come down to Home Depot.
Home Depot must love her.
I did that TikTok. I got some real good comments about
Did you?
1,000%.
Yeah, agreed with her.
Yes, and that this is about making a plan.
Okay.
You want to meet a good man. So see, like Home Depot, guys that are good with their hands. They're working, right? They make a plan. They have a plan to build something. You see, so for me, and again, I want your comment on this because, I know you're happily single now, and because we're both, you're happily single. I was before I got married. Now I'm even happier, but I've been married till I was 59 years old. Okay, I wrote a book about it. It's called Surrender. So women have to make a plan, so do men.
Mm.
Okay, you want to meet a good woman, you want to meet a good man, be around places where there are good people.
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty simple.
I agree.
Huh?
I agree. I thought that was cute what she said, and there's probably some truth to it. It used to be go into the frozen food aisle in the grocery store, you'll find guys there. So there's some truth in it. You're going to bring him home. You don't know him. I don't know about that. So, you might.
Exchange phone numbers or something like that and get to know. It doesn't mean you're going to immediately invite him over.
That's good. Don't do that. I think, I was always attracted to musicians. So I met two of my three husbands through music. So, so there's some truth to that. Good man. And the only thing, there's a couple that I know that the man used to come to where we dance. He would come in the evenings. He was so wanting somebody in his life, and none of us were interested. There's the lady would always come in the afternoon, and there was somebody had a birthday gathering at one afternoon, and he happened to come to that, and she came to that, and they've been together forever and ever and ever. So law of attraction. Well,
this has been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Here. But, did you enjoy it?
I did. I always have a good time with you. So
okay. So we're going to be back next Wednesday. We're doing a broadcast here. I'm just starting. I wanted to bring you on my live show here also here, and then we're going to be broadcasting on TikTok here down the road. We got a lot of shows that'll be on TikTok, and I just wanted to thank you, Het-Heru, for your wonderful insight, and thank you for just being a good sport about it and let me throw you to the TikTok world.
I know the young folks use the word cray, so that's this guy.
With a K. With a K.
It's with a K, yeah. Okay.
All right, everybody. Thank you for being on Head On with Michael. We'll see you on the next broadcast.